Today, we're diving into a side hustle that is so simple, so accessible, that a lot of people just completely overlook it. We're talking about turning a small, sunny spot in your home into a real source of income. Seriously, it's way easier than you might think. So, let's get into it.
I mean, who isn't, right? The idea of bringing in some extra cash is always a good one. But where do you even start? You look around and it feels like every option out there needs a ton of your time, some special skill you don't have, or a big pile of money just to get off the ground. And that's the big hurdle, isn't it? You've got your typical side hustle over here, big investment, high risk. It's just intimidating. But what if there was another way? What if we could flip that script? Start small, but with some seriously big potential. Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. So, here it is. The big idea we're digging into, literally, is selling starter plants. And look, before you say anything, no, you don't need a giant farm or a degree in botany. All you really need, a little bit of patience, some dirt, and a splash of sunlight.
So, what's the secret sauce here? Well, it's pretty simple actually. It all boils down to spotting a gap in the market. You're not just selling plants, you're selling convenience. Okay, so let's be super clear about what we're actually talking about here. A starter plant is just a young plant that's already made it past that super delicate, tricky seed stage. It's ready to go, ready to plant, and this is the key part. It's ready to thrive. And for most home gardeners, that is exactly what they're looking for. And this is why the whole thing works. Just look at the difference. For your average gardener, starting from tiny seeds, well, that means a lot more time, way more effort, and let's be honest, a much lower chance of success. So what are you really selling? You're selling a head start. You're selling a near guarantee of a beautiful, healthy plant. And trust me, that's a shortcut people will gladly pay for.
Okay, now let's get to the part that makes this idea so compelling, the economics. This is where you're going to see how a tiny, tiny investment can totally blossom into something huge.
So how much does it cost to get in the game? Almost nothing. It all starts right here. A single pack of seeds for maybe $3.
But here's where it gets really interesting. From that one little pack, you don't get just one plant. Oh no, you can get dozens. So let's just say you get about 50 of those seeds to grow into healthy little starter plants.
So what's one of those little plants worth? Well, if you go to a farmer's market or sell them locally, a healthy starter plant like that can easily sell for around $4.
And there it is. That's the aha moment. You do the math, right? 50 plants times $4 each? That's $200. $200 in potential revenue, all from that one $3 pack of seeds. The profit margin here is it's massive. That is the real power of this whole idea.
Okay, so where do you even start? My advice, focus on the easy wins, the plants that basically sell themselves. I'm talking about herbs like basil and mint. Those are always a huge hit. Succulents, super popular, super easy. And you better believe that come springtime, little baby tomato and strawberry plants will fly off your shelf.
Now, I know exactly what some of you are probably thinking right now. This sounds great, but I live in an apartment. I don't have a yard. Well, let's just tackle that idea right now because, honestly, it's not a problem. Not at all.
Seriously, you can do this almost anywhere you've got a little bit of space and some light. Your apartment balcony? Perfect. That sunny windowsill in your kitchen? That's prime real estate for herbs. You could even just grab a simple shelf and a cheap grow light. This is what we mean by a low-barrier side hustle. Anybody can do this.
And the best part? It doesn't have to stop with just selling starter plants. Nope. Once you get the hang of it, there are some really obvious ways to expand this thing from a little side hustle into a full-blown plant business.
So here's how you could grow it. You start with the starter plants, right? That's your foundation. Then once you're comfortable, you could easily start selling cuttings or propagating other houseplants. That market is huge. And down the line, you could even put together your own plant starter kits. Bundle everything a total beginner needs all in one box.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's really all about just changing how you look at things. That empty windowsill you walk past every day, it's not just an empty spot. It's potential. It's shelf space for your next side hustle. There's a final thought that really captures the spirit of this whole idea perfectly. Think about it. A starter plant is tiny, right? But with a little bit of care, it grows into something amazing. And that's the real lesson, isn't it? In business, just like in gardening, it's not about how big you start. It's about how well you grow.